All right. So I just got another 12D coding example that I want to share. So this one's a little bit different because I'm actually using Python to automate the creation of chains inside of 12D. So I'm just inside this 12D project now. I'll just show you quickly what one of those chains looks like and explain what it is. So just you can see in this area, I've got all these chains already created inside the model. Then I've also got this all chain as well, which runs all of these all chains. So I'll just open one of these up just to give you an idea of what's happening. So there's a little bit of different functionality depending on what the file is. Like if it's a tin file, it'll have a few different steps compared to just a normal model file. But basically what's happening is that it creates a view, it imports a CAD file, like whether it's an IFC file or an AutoCAD or DGN. It adds the models to the view, and then it combines everything into a single model, which we can then share out. Kind of like, 12D master shares, same as that. So yeah, I'll just run this one just to show you how it works. So let's click run. Yeah, so we see it created the view. It'll just take a couple seconds. So yeah, I think it's finished now. So what's happened is these are the CAD files that are imported. These are all empty now. So when I run the old chain, it'll delete those. But basically it brings these into that view, and then it combines them into a single file. And then this is the one that we share out. Yeah, so you can just see it just created like a single model now, which we then share that out. And that's it. And then, yeah, there's a bit of different functionality with like, we've got the tin one as well, for example, which does a few different things. Looks for a function first. If it doesn't have the function, then it creates one. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that side. Now I'll just go over and show you guys how the actual creation of the chains works inside Python. So I'm just going to show you basically how it works. I've got my folder here. So on every project, I might set up like an inputs folder for each discipline model. And inside this, we'll have a bunch of files that we want to run, that we want to import into the project. And then, yeah, so basically I just put all the files into one. They can be different. Right now it accepts IFC or DWG or DGN extensions. And I've also got my Python script here. And also just another thing it looks for, it needs to have this pattern. So like 4 characters, 3, 3, 2, that kind of pattern. If it doesn't have that pattern, then it's not going to run it. So I'm just going to open this up inside of VS Code. I've already got that here, which I'll bring up. So that's my Python chain here, and that's all those files that we saw. So I'm just going to run my Python chain now. These are just all the functions I have to basically create the chains. So I'm just going to run this now. And then what we'll see, I'll bring it to the side. I'll minimize that a bit. And then I'll bring up my folder with the items inside of it. Sorry, the files inside of it. So I'll just run this now, and then we're going to see the chains will populate in here. I'll hit enter. And that's it. So that's all my chains files. So it's created a chain for every single one. And it's using the name like basically from the section here, so the M2D. So I guess just with the naming, I should have mentioned this earlier, but a lot of the projects is very common. Like you'll have like M3D or 3DM. That means like, a 3D model, 2D model. Sometimes you have mod for model, IFC for some IFC files. And then we just have like the discipline, like arc is architectural, civil rail formations, I think it is, civil bridges, structural, and this is like road geometry. And then this one here, the TR50 will be like, terrain model. So that'll be a tin. And then, yeah, so based on these keywords, I guess you could say, it'll do different things inside these chain files. And then as well as that, we can also see it created this all chain file. So basically the all chain will run all of these chains. So all I have to do is go in 12D and run that one. So yeah, the next step I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab these chains. I'm not going to grab the Python chain. I'm just going to cut them. And then I'm just going to go back one level to my actual project directory and pop them here.
All right,
So I'm just back in that project again. So I've gone ahead and deleted all of the models in the project. I deleted all of the tins, and also got rid of the functions, so I can show how that chain is working now. So I'll just bring up my chains again. We can see that all the chains are now in the model. So I'm just going to go ahead and run that all chain. I'll just bring it up. So that's my whole chain. So that's just running all of the chains in the one, and then there's a delete all empty models, and then I just get a prompt to let me know it's finished. So I'm just going to hit run on that, and then I'll fast forward because it's going to take about a minute or two to finish the chain. All right, so the chain is finished running now. So I'll just quickly bring up a plan and show you what's happened. So basically, as you can see at the bottom here, it's created a view for each of the models that we've imported. If I just go, I'll create a new plan. I just push plus on this. You can see it's broken down all the models into different folders. So we've got like the architectural stuff. You can see that we've got all the options, and civil model. This one has remained as it is because that's the tin file. So that's the tin data that's gone into that, which will probably bring up like that. And then yeah, so that's pretty much all it's done. It's made a share, and then basically all you have to do now is just go to models, utility, share out, and then you can just share out those models that you've just created. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share in this video. I think it's a very powerful feature that you can take advantage of, because basically what it means is that anything that you can add to a chain, you can then go and reproduce inside of Python. So yeah, you can virtually do almost anything you want.